Hi, this is going to be an updated tutorial on the Survey 123 application. The reason we're doing this is because a new release has come out, so there's some changes in the Survey 123 application. Plus, we've had several inquiries on how to install this on a cellular device or a tablet device. So to begin, this is an Android device here that we're using, so we go to the Play Store. If you're using an Apple device, you'll go to the Apple Store. So once we go there, we're going to search for Survey 123, and you'll see the first main result will be Survey 123 with the green little notebook icon there, and go ahead and click Install. And this is free to install, and it has no permission requirements. Anybody can install this application. You'll get to have access to the surveys once you use your login information. So once it's downloaded and installed, we'll go ahead and click on Open. And when you open it for the first time, it's going to ask for some permissions. Once you're done with that, you'll see these surveys are on mine because these are downloaded onto my phone because I built them. You normally will not see any surveys there. So the first thing you'll have to do, it will say no surveys right there. The first thing you'll do is click on the top right on the little menu, the three dashes for the menu, and then you're going to sign in. So here you're going to sign in using your company's login information. If you don't know this information, somebody else in the company may have it. If they don't, I'm going to post the username and passwords on SharePoint under the ISU tab. So once you have that, you'll go ahead and log in. And then once you sign in, you'll have to download surveys. You won't have surveys like I do here. You'll notice one thing that's new right there up at the top below the title bar is updates available, and it says 1. So it will now, when a change is made to a survey, whether it's a small change or maybe some options are added in a drop-down box, it's going to notify you that you have an update that needs to be downloaded. So you don't want to fill out that survey until the updates are done. So whenever you see that, you just go ahead and click on that bar, and I'll do that now. Click on the little arrow there, and then it shows ALS intervention survey has an update. I changed one of the terms in there. So to update it, you'll just click on the two two arrows that form a circle on the right. They're refresh arrows. When you click on that, it's going to just download the updates to that survey and make those changes, and you will be done. So now it'll show that I have no updates, no surveys that require updates. So from here, I'll click on the little back arrow on the top left, and that will take me back to my surveys page. And you'll see I no longer have any updates that need to be done. So because when you first log in on a device, you'll have no surveys there. To get to surveys, you'll click on the top right. It has my initials, but it'll have your company initials up there. And then you'll click on download surveys. And once you click on that, you'll see all the surveys that are available for your login to download or to reinstall. So if you look on the right of each of these surveys, you won't have all of these surveys in yours. But if you look on the right, you'll see either a cloud icon with a down arrow. That means that you do not have that survey downloaded to your device. And if you want to download it, you'll just click on that and it'll download it. And then again, you have the refresh arrows that will refresh that survey and install the most recent version. So once you get here, you're going to want to install the surveys that you want to use. SCBA Daily Check, Apparatus Daily Check, COVID-19, whatever surveys you want to do, ALS intervention if you're a paramedic. And then you can click on that top left arrow, back arrow again, and it'll take you to your surveys. So because this tutorial is going to replace the other ones, I do want to quickly go through how to complete a survey. So we'll do the SCBA Daily Check survey. So I'm going to click on that. And then from there, you'll click on Collect. And it brings you into the survey. So one thing I'll show you that's new is when you put in we have your member information is this first section here. Then the next section is SCBA information. So generally the member information will always stay the same if you're using a device that only you use. So you can put in that information And once you put that information, that's always going to remain the same every time you do it. You can click on the little menu button with the 3 lines up here in the top right, and you can click Set as Favorite Answers. So once you select that, it's going to save everything that you have in there other than the date and time. And it'll save everything in there, and you don't have to refill that information out. So then when you get to the SCBA information, this is all pretty simple. If you select Passed, you don't have to do anything else. If you select Failed, it requires you to put in a description of the failure that you're reporting. If you're doing the visual inspection and you want to review what's required in the visual inspection, you can click on Show Instructions, and it will show you all the instructions. Once you read through those, be sure to go back and make your selection. If you continue on doing the survey and you hit Submit, it won't let you submit it because Show Instructions is not an accepted answer. It has to be either pass or fail. So once you put your answers in for each one of these, then you would put in if you have failures that need to be addressed by bears, then you would put something in the notes here. If you don't, then don't put anything in the notes. I put this notice there. A lot of previously people were putting nothing to report or none for notes. If you put any text entry in there, it's going to send an automatic email to bears and let them know that something needs to be addressed. So only enter something in there if you have an issue that needs to be addressed. That isn't covered in the questions of the survey. So once you're done, you'll click the check mark on the bottom right there, and it's going to submit your survey. I'm not going to click it because I don't want to submit this survey. If you're not finished submitting the survey and you close out of it, it's going to ask you if you want to close the survey and lose the changes, if you want to continue the survey, or if you want to save the survey as a draft. If you save it as a draft, then you're going to see it's when I go back into the survey later, you'll see the little 1 there. It shows that I have a draft waiting that needs to be submitted. If I click on that, the drafts are in the little button bar at the bottom that says drafts. If you click on that, then I can click on it and I can continue filling it out, or I can just hit the check mark to actually submit it. So if you get interrupted during your survey, you have to just go back in there. It'll save it. But I'm going to close and lose my changes because I don't want to submit this survey. And I'm also going to delete this out of my saved box because I don't want that in there. So that's pretty much it. All the surveys are very self-explanatory, and they won't let you submit the survey without completing it correctly. This, like I said in the beginning, this application can be installed on any device, city device or non-city device. It doesn't matter. It's your login credentials that give you access to everything. I do everything on my personal cell phone just because it's more convenient for me, and that's what I'm showing you on right here. That's all that I have. If you have any questions ever, you contact ISU office, and we'd be happy to answer them for you. Thank you.